No, wait a minute, I don't have my glasses on, that's not right.
Uh-huh.
January 10th, 2022. Sheriff, will you lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First area of business this evening is area plan committee.
We have street construction plans. It's a primary plat, PP-22-02, Peachwood PUD, replat of Lot 5. The petitioner is Lampert Properties LLC by Chad Lampert, managing member, and the owner is actually A+. What was it? Investments? A+.
I don't remember the name on it.
I'm sorry, it's not written down. By Doug Lewis. It's approximately 4.916 acres on the north side of Peachwood Drive, 0 feet west of the intersection formed by Peachwood Drive and Casey Road, being Lot 5 in Peachwood of Warrick Place 7, Ohio Township, 26, and 9. This was advertised in the Standard on December 30th of 2021, and they are private roads in this development.
Glenn Merritt with Cash Wagner. This is the same project that come before Drainage Board earlier this afternoon. Molly said they're private streets. We do have 2 commercial drives. There's a connection off Peachwood, and then there's also a connection off Casey on the side. But the internal streets will be private.
Bobby, I have a question. Do these commercial drives meet our current ordinance, the entrances and the aprons?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Everything else is good? Everything else is good?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve the street construction plans for PP-22-02.
I'll second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
We have 3 requests for release of surety. First one, C-21-019 by, I'm sorry? Oh, okay. CCI Newburgh LLC, holding $18,244.03 letter credit for entrance construction on Stall Road. They've had 1 year, expires the 19th and of 2022. Need a drink. Bobby signed off on their list.
He's getting you water.
I think she said Bobby signed off on it.
I did. Recommend approval.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I hate when that happens.
I know. I'm always in the meeting.
Bobby has said he recommended approval on this.
Releasing the surety.
Make a motion to approve C-21-019 for release of surety for CCI Newburgh.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Our next one is C-21-075 by Mohammed Dule. We're holding $6,107.27 surety in escrow for entrance construction at 7588 Apple Way. They've had almost 6 months. It expires July 16th of 2021. County engineer has signed off on the request.
Recommend release.
2022
You're
on the expiration date.
right, 2022.
Bobby, what project is this?
It is a salon building off by Donut Bank.
Okay. Got it. I couldn't. Okay. Got it.
Make a motion to approve C-21-075 by Muhammad Dula for release of surety.
Second.
Very good. I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Third one's Magnolia Place, PUD. The developer owner is 2400 Green River Investments LLC. That's by Chris Combs, and CAC Development LLC. We're holding $22,500 and a letter of credit for street and drainage construction. This letter of credit expires January 26th of 2022. They've had 5 years, and they filed a street acceptance to go with the request to release surety. But we would do these separately.
So based on the prior meeting in Drainage and Stormwater Board, we cannot release this right now.
No, I know we had a former punch list from 2019, I think, that had that all those items haven't been completed yet, I know. And then when the street filing came in, was that last week?
Yes.
So we haven't had time to run a new punch list yet. But I know the old punch list never was addressed, so it's not really ready for any kind of release.
So we're just gonna start from scratch on the punch list and see what needs done?
We'll put a new punch list together this week.
So do we need to vote on this to turn it down or to turn the request down?
How much time do you need, Molly?
We need the letter of credit next week, Tuesday, the 18th is when we need the new letter. I don't think there's time because then you normally those, if we do a punch list, there's a new amount and that comes back to be approved.
I've got a question. This maybe I should have stuck around in drainage earlier if you guys want to talk about it. I had a conversation with Steve earlier before the meeting. I don't know if he mentioned that or not, but he mentioned the chambers and concern and a few different things about that, which of course they're not any way to go out there and easily inspect those. They either need to be cameraed or jetted and cameraed. I'm looking for, I guess, a little guidance to inform Chris on what needs to be done to get it moving. Cause I mean, he finished up the last unit. I know the entire lots have been sodded. I mean, I saw the punch list. I've had some issues with getting that punch list. For some reason, that file was too big and wasn't coming through my email. And Steve mentioned that he'd sent it a couple times. And I finally got a hold of it today. And I mean, I'm not trying to push this to get approved. I just trying to figure out stuff that you can't just go out there and visibly look at, what you're going to require of those chamber systems from the developer so they can bring that information back and have
Well, I
something
think
you
there's a
want.
couple of things at play here, not only the punch list, but
Yeah.
the interest from the board to inform the residents of that area via letter
Okay. What they've actually agreed to. when
what
they
they've
bought it.
agreed to and remind them that they'll be accepting some things that they
Okay.
may or may not remember or be aware of.
Okay.
So that's in play as well.
Gotcha.
So that's
Steve
obviously going
mentioned
to
that
cause a
earlier.
little bit of a delay.
Sure.
Commissioner Saylor, you got anything else to add to that?
No, that's pretty much my concerns that, there's still some things out there that, need to be looked at and that kind of thing. So
I think your best bet would be to get with Steve and see how he would like to see them inspected in order to
Okay.
say he approves of them.
Okay.
And, I think that Chris has ran some fiber, some camera down through there at one point, but it was like, it wasn't very far.
Right. That's what
So
Steve
there's
mentioned
no proof that they're a good, stable system at this point.
too. Right. Yeah. I know the big concern is mud, what has gotten in there during construction type thing. I'm assuming we're going to have to renew it for that amount is what's going to happen.
Yes.
I mean, if he comes back in a month and everything's good and we come back and get it signed off on, you can release that letter of credit at any point during the next year, correct?
Correct. Once
Okay.
it's all completed.
Just double checking. That's all I've got. I'll say get with Chris and get with Steve and figure out a game plan for
Thank you.
getting those inspected and hopefully be back here before the board.
Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks, Clint.
All right, thank you.
So on this, what do we do? Motion to deny?
Where do we
You
table?
could table it,
Tim?
I would assume. Either to January 24th or first meeting in February.
Well,
I don't
you'd
know how
have-
much time it's gonna take.
You'd have to deny this request and make a motion to hold the surety for another set amount of time at this point.
But you need it on the 18th, right?
The new letter of
Yeah.
credit, so we need the amount tonight.
Gotcha.
It'd be the full amount that we would just request and give him approval for a 6-month extension to finish up the punch list items.
So we need a motion to deny this request, right?
So I'll make a motion to deny the Magnolia Place PUD release of surety, and in this motion, I'll add that we extend the letter of credit for another 6 months.
Is that out of council?
To July 26, 2022? Or June, what do you want?
July.
July 26th?
July
That'd be
26,
6 months.
2022. So I second that motion.
Very good. I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
So then the last item agenda is their street acceptance request on Magnolia.
You take no action, just remove it from the agenda since we just voted to extend their letter of credit.
Doesn't need a motion to remove.
Remove it from the agenda.
Either that or there's no reason why they couldn't deny it either because it's moved.
True.
Right.
Just a motion to deny.
Make a motion to deny the street acceptance for Magnolia Place PUD.
Second?
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. That all, Molly?
That's all for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next order of business is items for discussion. We've got our 2022 appointments from the Board of Commissioners. I don't remember how we've gone over these. Have we made a bulk motion on most of them, or have we done them one at a time?
Historically, you've gone through them.
Mhm.
A department at a time.
And I don't know if on your
One
copy.
department.
for
One
the very-
department at a time.
Correct.
Yeah. My copy shows president as being Dan right now, but that's Terry, of course. I don't know what
Did
happened
you get
there.
a refreshed copy, Dan, or not?
No.
So all the ones highlighted in yellow are the
Yes.
current appointments. All right.
That's correct.
So first
I'd
one.
take a look at all of them though, because she could have missed them.
Yeah, I'm just going to assume the dates are accurate. You want to make
Big
that
assumption.
motion? The first one is Board of Commissioners President.
I make a motion for Terry Philippi.
I'll second.
Have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. You're the short straw again. Thanks, fellas.
You're more than welcome.
Okay. Next is Vice President.
Make a motion for Commissioner Johnson.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Next one is our county attorney.
Make a motion for Todd Glass.
Second?
We have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Next ones are our administrator and assistant administrator, currently Roger Emmons and Heather Soberg.
Make a motion to keep the same two individuals in those positions.
I'll second.
Have a first and a second, all in favor?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and retire now, Bob, if you want to go make a second.
Who was you?
Motion carries 3-0. Next one is Gibson Joint Drainage Board, currently Bob Johnson and Terry Philippi.
I make a motion to keep those, keep Bob Johnson and Terry Philippi on the Gibson Joint Drainage Board.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Next one is Spencer Joint Drainage Board, currently Dan Saylor and Bob Johnson. I'll make a motion to keep those the same.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Let's see here. Next one is our Veterans Affair Officer, currently Jed Gamble, who does a fantastic job.
I make a motion to keep Jed.
Second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Our current highway superintendent is Bobby Howard. Let's knock that one out.
Make a motion to approve Bobby Howard.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
motion carries 3-0. Our current foremans are Marlon Wysite, Larry Wyra, and Carl Dant.
Marlon for District 1, Larry for District 2, Carl for District 3. I make a motion to keep them the same.
I'm lost. For Marlon.
This goes back to the first of the year, so.
This goes back to the first year he has to
Gotcha.
be.
Okay, I'll second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Engineering Department, currently Engineer Bobby Howard, Assistant Engineer Steve Sherwood.
Make a motion to keep the same.
Second.
Have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Building Department, currently Building Commissioner Dennis Lockhart and Office Administrator Angie Lutz.
Make a motion to keep those two in those positions.
Second.
Have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Terry, can I stop right there? On
Yes,
the
sir.
solid waste management, I had Ron Whitledge to, his term was up 12/31/20. Is that not right? And on my sheet.
That's what it
Out
says.
to the right, it says 2 years. So that would be the end of this.
Yeah, but it says it's up. Current appointment ends 20/31/2020. Okay, so that would be 22. I'm confused here. All right.
Can we actually had a conversation because he was entertaining taking a paid position within the solid waste management district. So can we just acknowledge his continuance of that role for this year? He didn't take the job. He's still on the board and desires to remain.
Yeah,
So-
if there hasn't been a change of
Okay, so he's still,
employment position, if
okay.
it's still the same currently, right?
yeah, okay,
Regardless if it would change in the future,
okay.
then you would fill that position. But there
So
was a
so
change.
there's no action on that.
No action?
Okay.
Good eye. Page 2, looks like the next appointments are for the Redevelopment Commission. We have 4 appointments there that end this year. Currently Randy Miller, Randall Pemberton, Brandon Hayes, and Tony Ellsworth.
And I think we've spoke to all 4 of those gentlemen, and they're willing to serve again on that board.
Very good.
Is that a motion?
Yes, sir.
Second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. So on the Peterboa board, there are only 2 that are highlighted in yellow. However, it indicates that Bo Dial is also up as our appointment this year. So we have Bo Dial, Angela Wilder, and Jack Shreve. I know that they do need a certification that no one has. So the suggestion that we've been given is Madeline O'Neill. Heather, is that the proper first name? Do you know? Can't read my own handwriting. I
Is it
believe that's
Maddie?
Maddie O'Neill.
Madeline? Okay. I had down Maddie, so
Yeah.
Madeline, okay.
To take whose place? Or is that the
To
next?
take Jack Shreve's place.
Okay.
So Angela Wilder would remain, Bo Dial would remain, and we would appoint Madeline O'Neill to take Jack Shreve's place, if you so desire.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
First and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Let's see here.
So do we appoint on the EMA Advisory Council, do we reappoint Bobby Howard?
That's what my question was.
It says here 12/31.
Bobby, you're on that board just because you're the highway
Yeah.
superintendent?
Yeah.
Don't know?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, okay. So we don't need to redo that.
So that
Next.
doesn't need to be a motion then,
Right.
or is that by statute? Does it need to be a motion?
I would think so. I don't know that it's by statute.
I don't either.
I'll make that motion
Yeah.
to retain Bobby Howard on that board.
Second?
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Okay. Next category is the Emergency Management Agency. Currently, the director is Jake Greer and the secretary is Beth Williams. Do they just hire the assistant or do we need to appoint him?
I was wondering why Dave Woolen wasn't on there as assistant director, but I think they do hire him.
So I'll entertain
I
a
think
motion to
your
keep
appointments
Jake
are
and
those
Beth.
two.
I make a motion to approve Jake and Beth for those two positions.
Second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. LAPC, current member commissioners is Terry Philippi.
Do you want to serve on that?
Sure.
I make a motion to, for Commissioner Terry Philippi to serve on the LEC board,
Second.
PC board.
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. All right.
We're doing the Regional Homeland Security appointment,
That's me, isn't it?
Bob Johnson.
Yeah.
I make a motion for Bob Johnson, the Regional Homeland Security, DPOC.
I'll second. All in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Guys, I'm just scanning through here to make sure we don't have anything that should be highlighted that's not. So the next one is Gene Wyside as member of the Alcoholic Beverage Board. I believe he's been talked to and desires to remain.
He has, I've texted him. I make a motion to appoint Gene Wysite to ABC board.
Second.
We have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Our Title VI and ADA coordinator is Roger Emmons, and the second contact is Heather Soberg.
Make a motion for that they remain the same.
Second?
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Our state OSHA representative is Roger Emmons. Our second contact is Heather Soberg.
Make a motion to keep the same.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Our drug and alcohol testing coordinator, co-coordinators are Roger Emmons and Heather Soberg.
Make a motion to keep the same.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Our next category is the Ohio Township Library Board. Commissioner appointee John Goth's term expires at the end of 2021. I say we'll address that one next.
Make a motion for John Goth.
Second.
Have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Weights and Measures Inspector is Mike Arnold.
Make a motion to keep the same.
And I will second that. And just with the additional comment, I think this gentleman has done a wonderful job, and it's amazing the reports that we get and the discrepancies that he finds on a monthly basis. So Mike has done a great job.
Great job.
Very
Absolutely.
thorough.
I'll second that motion.
Have a first and a second, all in favor?
All right.
My motion carries 3-0. Okay, what do we have next? The BZA Commissioner appointee expiring this year's Terry Dayvolt. I believe he's been talked to and would like to remain on that board.
Make a motion to reappoint Terry Dayvolt.
Second?
Have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. The EMPO member is Dan Saylor. And if you're still interested in doing that, I'll make a motion
To retain Dan.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Pigeon Township Sewer District is Mike Masner. He would like to stay.
Make a motion to keep Mike.
Second.
Have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Southwest Indiana Regional Development Authority. Current appointees are Dan Saylor and Randall Miller. I'll make a motion to keep both.
Second?
Have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Is our EDAC, that's highlighted, but it's not yellow and doesn't have a term. Are you just there as an executive?
It's an appointed term.
It's appointed.
It's a term.
So I don't know.
I
if
believe
I
it's
could-
up, isn't it? Don't we do that every year, Dan?
I don't know if that's
That
a
sounds
term.
right.
Just reappoint me.
Yeah. I'll make a motion to reappoint Dan.
And I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Well, wait a minute. That's the coalition. That's no longer, well, that's going to be
So
the,
now the
E-rep.
regional.
that's just a name change. It's going to be the E-rep board.
Well, whatever it is, you're going.
Okay. Thanks, Bob.
There. So how you like that? Okay, thanks, guys. Let's see. The next is our Tourism Commission. Joe Sheeter and Chris Fulford are our current appointees. I can say that Chris Fulford has been given flying colors and would like to remain. I'm assuming Joe would do the same. He does a great job.
Yeah, he does.
Any other commentary?
No,
I'll
I,
make a motion to keep both of those.
Okay.
second.
Have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Board of Finance President Bob Johnson, Vice President Dan Saylor.
Make a motion to keep the same.
3.
Second?
First and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. And our Chief Information Security Officer is Guy Whalen. Guy does a great job as well.
Make a motion to keep Guy.
Second?
Our first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
So Terry, I have our county health board. I have Steve Barnett. It says current appointment ends 12/31/21. Carol Elmer, 12/31/21.
Did not skip that one on purpose. It's not highlighted, so I missed it.
So
However, can we table that until we have some discussion with the folks on the list?
I think if we hadn't had discussion, I had one name down, it was Melanie.
Yep.
But I've not had a second name down, so I don't know if you'd had any contact with anybody. So we can table that.
Yeah, assuming there won't be meeting or trying to transact any business between now and then.
Think about a 7-member board if they had a quorum and we're missing one.
Two of them.
Well, the thing, these appointments, one has to be, I mean,
They're showing their 4-year
I don't know if
appointments.
anybody's talked to him.
They
I'm
ended.
assuming he would stay.
The ones you're talking about
There's been
end in
another suggestion
2025.
there.
I don't know.
it says, on my list, it says current appointment ends 12/31/21.
I
Well,
know.
they don't meet but every quarter or something, don't they?
Every 2 months, I
2
thought.
months.
Yeah, I thought, and I could be wrong on that, but I thought that's what Aaron said. But they have to be a certain political party, or we can't have no more than 4 from the same political party. So,
Okay,
so
Health
then,
Department meets tomorrow.
oh,
So I think we actually asked this question, council, correct me if I'm wrong, that until we make our appointments, the board remains the same essentially, correct?
We can do that.
I know that was discussed in the county council meeting and the answer was yes.
I hate to stand in the way.
So I make a motion to keep the same appointees until we discuss some other individuals and make some changes.
to our
if
next meeting
necessary.
on, so Bob, you're saying January 24th?
Yes,
Make
sir.
the appointments. I'll second that motion.
I've got a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
So would that be the same now that we got a county health officer of Dr. Rick Yeager on my first page that we skipped over? Would that be the same?
I thought the health board appointed him, but I could be wrong.
I believe that's correct. The health officer, is that what
Yeah,
you're thinking?
yeah.
I think that's the board that does
No,
that.
it says commissioner, appointing board. I have it written down as commissioner, but
I don't know for certain.
I've never found anybody that wanted to do it.
Bob, would you be interested? I'll call you a doctor.
I've been called a lot of things lately, so if that fits.
It doesn't really state on that first page as to who the appointing authority is, but I thought it
It's
was
the
the board of health.
commissioners. I thought it was us. Because I remember somebody
thought-
coming to me wanting to change it at one point.
I thought we did it before, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Well, Terry, that's,
So
To be certain, yes, you could table it along with the two
Okay.
appointments.
I was gonna say, why don't we just make it the same as we did the health board and
just do all the health board. So I make a motion to table the county health officer appointment.
Second?
a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
All right.
My motion carries 3-0. Put up in one nice neat little clean package.
Here we go.
That's quite the exercise.
Yeah.
Next order of business is our 2022 meeting dates. I know there were some suggested changes there, which I have not yet written down. Roger, can you help me
Yes,
with that?
this is Commissioners Resolution 2022-01. All commissioners meetings that follow the same format. Second and fourth Mondays of the month at 4 p.m. except for Monday, March 14th, 2022 is at 10 a.m. Monday, November 28th of this year is at 10 a.m. And then the commissioners' last meeting this year in December is on Wednesday, December 28th at 4 p.m.
Outstanding.
With those corrections, I make a motion to approve the 2022 meeting dates.
Second?
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Okay, the next order of business is our approval of minutes from the December 27th, 2021 regular session.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
A first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0. Next order of business is our county administrator, Roger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to preface my items as I have for the past, 4 meetings, I think. We'll point out to the audience our Warrick County, Indiana voluntary Title VI public involvement survey over on this table. Feel free to fill that survey out for us and turn it back in. Thank you. Pandemic relief fund request, we have 21-64 for Ohio Township. Let me get the buy items. That's a reimbursement for construction of the pandemic/disaster storage building, and also the memorandum of understanding that covers that in the amount of $218,321.85. It covers Danco Construction, Inc. payment applications 3 and 4. Can we go ahead with the next one or take these separately? Might be best to take them separate.
Separate. And that first request form, Mr. President, you'll remember, we realized that hadn't been finalized, so we entered into a memorandum of understanding with the Ohio Township trustee and board, documenting our understanding of that reimbursement for the storage building costs only. And the interlocal agreement is in the process of being finalized, but that memorandum of understanding is our contractual obligation to pay that reimbursement.
Very good.
So I make a motion to approve Pandemic Relief Fund Request 2164 for Ohio Township.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
And if we could, Mr. President, also a related motion to approve in the interim the memorandum of understanding that the board entered into prior to the end of the year.
So moved.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Next is Pandemic Relief Fund Request 21-65. This is hazard pay for the sheriff's office personnel. It's in the amount of $113,500 even. And I've got a list of the personnel that it covers. There's a total of 77 employees, 76 employees and 1 elected official, the sheriff. Was it Debbie, you were checking to see if the sheriff or who was covered as an elected official?
Under the CARES, yes.
Okay, and that's true?
True.
Okay,
Very
Make a
good.
motion to pay 21-65 hazard pay for sheriff office personnel.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
thank you very much. Next is the Nutanix renewal at March 26 and 22. Quote number is listed with Keller Schrader. I sent you a copy of that on January the 4th. And we need a separate motion on this. If you approve it, it's a quote is for $9,477.43. Coverage from March 26th of this year to March 26th of 2023. And I checked the 2021 agreement, and this one is only $14 more than the previous year's cost. And our IT director, Guy Whelan, commented that this equipment is mission critical.
It
And
is.
so need your motion to approve this.
Make a motion. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Consent agenda, listed those items, county auditor claims voucher reports, December 29th, January 10th, payroll date, 1/3/22. And both of those were sent from Drew and Pamela Wilkinson on January the 5th, respectively. You've got copy machine leases that Sherry obtained your consent for those. 7 are listed: Assessors Newburgh Office, Superior Court 1, Veterans Affairs, Court Services, Emergency Management, Solid Waste, and County Council. And we have fixed asset notification forms for stormwater for adding a new John Deere compact excavator, and 6 highway department items that were disposed of at auction. And then you also gave your consent to declare surplus 48 file cabinets, of which our acquisitions administrator, Sherry Severs, has got those disposed of, I do believe.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor?
All right.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, gentlemen. That's
that
all
all?
I have.
Thank you, Ryan. Next order of business is our county attorney.
And the only thing on my agenda, Mr. President, is again revisiting the updated and restated employee handbook for all Warrick County employees, which was discussed in the last meeting and postponed until today's meeting so that you could get some communication out to department heads as to the draft of the updated and restated policy. It is a result of extensive effort by Ms. Soberg and Mr. Goff of my office to review that and accumulate all the prior policies that have been adopted over the years, in addition to improvement of a variety of policies, clearly stating in an effort to simply state what those policies are regarding employee policies, compensation, PTO, disciplinary procedures, all being simplified, or at least the effort to simplify those. So it's been quite a task, but it is ready for your consideration and approval. And either I or Ms. Soberg could answer any questions if you have any.
I only have one question. I know, as you can imagine, with a revamp of an employee handbook, there still are continuing comments and maybe things that didn't get caught by one set of eyes, caught by a second set of eyes. If there are still some minor tweaks that need to happen, what can we do here?
The employee policies are always subject to modification and correction and improvement. So any change can be made by motion at any meeting.
Got it.
And that's stated in the handbook.
We've just
Who's going to condense that? That didn't happen, did it?
some things aren't necessarily my decision to make. This is not necessarily condensed at all, but it's a good work product. You know, you're talking about since I've been around, years of policies have been adopted, and getting them all accurately stated for the employees so that they have one source to go to is not an easy task. But this would get you pretty much a wiped slate so that you're starting again from a brand new point, which is accurate and inclusive. And like Mr. Philippi said, we can always tweak and make sure that it's accurately stated as you go. But getting this online for all employees will help them get a good footing for the coming year. I hope.
Appreciate all the work that went into that.
I think we should approve it contingent on, like council said, we can change it at any time, but I'm sure that there's going to be some folks that, as they read through this, or, there's some grandfathered items that's been happening for 20, 30 years, and not everybody's going to approve of it. So we need to keep an open mind and be cognizant of that. So, and treat that appropriately. So I would make a motion to approve this handbook, but keep in mind that there still may be some tweaks that need to happen.
I will second that motion.
Thank you. I have a first and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
My motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Is that all, council?
Yes.
Very good. Next order of business, there's a county highway engineer and county engineer and highway superintendent, Bobby Howard.
Thank you. The only item I have today is in regards to the highway facility, District 1 stormwater facility bid opening that was taken under advisement on 12/13/21. Brother Jason is here with Lamar. And he has the tabs.
Jason, Bobby told us there'd be a 45-slide presentation.
Yeah, I've got that coming. 6 other people coming in, ready to present.
And you have the copies of all the bids with you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll get that for you.
Okay.
So yeah, the
Could you identify yourself for the record?
Yeah, sorry, Jason Barisano, Lamar Architecture and Design, architect.
Thank you.
Um, I've got 2 pages in front of you. The first is our bid tabulation. We had 5 bidders on December 13th. Danco Construction was the low bidder at $1,745,000. I've also included their subcontractor list below as required by our documents. So you can see their list there. The second page is our most recent design budget from the fall. So you can see our construction cost subtotal was very, very close to what their bid ended up being. So about 5,000 over what we had estimated. But also at the bottom of that page, you'll see we're at about $160 a square foot based on this facility size. So it gives you a sense of the sort of level of quality in the facility. We were tasked with a 50-year building that has a storm safe room in it, radiant floor heating, nice facility for the crews. So I'm happy to answer any questions at this point.
Jason, I'm glad you mentioned that, a couple of things. We tried to take efficiency to where we benefit, see savings each month. And we did make a safe room in there for employees in case weather was bearing down on them. And I think with the recent tornadoes that went through Kentucky, I think any structure that's built in this county should have a safe roof where people can take refuge if there's no underground area to retreat to. The other thing we're looking at with this facility is solar. Again, looking at energy efficient in-ground or in-floor heating, which is very economical. While there's upfront cost to it, it's very economical to operate. And I know the building's purpose has kind of grown. I personally know what the sheriff's department, what's used or how many times they just make a trip up to refuel their cars and anybody with a county, with a fueling station, I think you will see a lot of savings with that where they could go by and fuel that and fuel up their cars and that, or anybody with a county card or an ID that is put into the system. But I just want to say that, at first we talked about a storage building for the highway and stormwater. Stormwater, they every day they assemble in Boonville and go down to Ohio Township to work. And so again, they would assemble down there and leave from there again, saving that back and forth. Not only time is lost, fuel, maintenance on equipment, miles on equipment. So I just see over the years that this building would really save a lot of taxpayers' dollars over the years. That's my comment.
Bobby, I think we all realize that this number, obviously, just like anything else you buy in the world today, is higher than what we expected. I think one thing that I would like to see just for the general interest of the public is for the story to be told, so to speak. Dan just told part of the story. The utilities are going to be very low on this building because of the solar and the radiant flooring. So the ongoing total cost of operation is going to be much lower than any building just built. There's efficiencies to be had in the whole back and forth between District 1 and District 2. And, I don't know that the general public knows how old and rotten your existing building is. So I personally would like to see the story told so that everybody understands how this is justified.
as far as going forward with looking at how we can expand the highway department in the future, we can use this structure that we're looking at building today to operate out of temporarily, while we would look at basically getting a whole new building at some point in time, which will be needed at the highway department in the future. And I know with the jail and things being looked at and where it would be built and if it would stay on site, and there's a lot of things out there to be discussed, but my facility is,
Because
50,
when I went out
60 years
there
old.
in 75, it had just been built, so it was finished in 74, end of 74.
74.
Bobby,
There's
I
been
might,
some modifications since then, but the basic structure is that old.
I might add, in the wintertime, if Bobby has a triaxle come in with a plow on it, they can't shut the doors. They can't get the truck totally in the drive or in the bay.
Right. It's an old structure. It wasn't made for what the equipment is now that we have. We have several leaks, rodent infestation. There's a lot of problems out there. But basically, we want to look at being able to do something here that gives us the ability not only to serve stormwater in District 1, have a place for the sheriff's department to be able to do paperwork or have a restroom and a filling station there for county employees, but also if we needed to, we could temporarily run our department out of that facility until we had something else constructed in the future as well. So in regards to not just the safety aspect of it, but we have several different options and abilities to use that building in the future, and it can be expanded if necessary.
Jason, I have a question for you, your professional opinion. We ask this question of our jail study committee a lot, when's the time? Materials are very high right now. Been a lot of money let out into the economy by the federal government. Do you have any opinion on whether materials are ever going to start to go back down?
I would address that question based on the current design. It's a pre-engineered steel building. I don't see that coming down a whole lot. I guess in our industry, it seems like there was an adjustment that was waiting to happen a little bit too, beyond just the pandemic elements. But certainly where the prices are high. I mean, this was higher than what I was expecting when we started the project. And
Right. When we originally
June,
budgeted,
May,
as things
so-
went along, the cost of materials over the last 2 years have really skyrocketed. So we expected some increase as we went, but it wasn't expected to be quite as high.
Have you attempted to calculate in any way the total cost of operation with all the solar and the radiant floors and how much
No.
that'll save over time?
No, I don't have.
Got pretty good use out of a 50-year-old wood structure pole barn.
That's what it is.
It's had a lot of repairs and things. done.
What I worry about, what's the wind rating on that building? If we got-
Yeah, I don't want to be in that building.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, just imagine what that cost would be. Somebody got stuck in there. I'll leave it up to you guys. I'll entertain a motion of some sort. Personally, I'll just give my 2 cents. Would like to maybe to continue to discuss this for just a little bit longer.
Jason, is there any time, what is the time limit on this bid as far as?
I believe we had 60 days in there, so we're almost coming up on 30, right? So
Bobby, a big part of that is my understanding is you haven't really had the chance to scour this as an engineer, even though you were the lead on the committee.
Yeah, you have those, well, they're at your.
Yeah.
I'll be able to get
Yeah.
those shortly, but I asked him, as the one who put it together, to look through them to determine if the low bidder met his requirements.
Bobby, didn't you tell me basically of this, the low bid, the 1.745, you had about $1 million
I
in
have
funding?
1.1 that is
1.1?
available now,
Okay.
with the possibility of some funding pots, depending on what the board wants to do.
But there's also the possibility we'd have to go to the council. You know, I don't know what kind of alternate funding sources you're talking about. Are you talking about any grants or anything, or?
No.
Not necessarily?
I don't think it's great
Okay,
running right now.
so we're about 645 grand short on funding.
Could any of the ARP money be used for this building?
Seems like it. Do we want to ask Debbie her opinion? Debbie? Please.
Put you on the spot, Debbie.
That's fine. So as of today, no. As of April 1st, 2022, when it goes back to your revenue, you could, at that point, when everything goes, if you decide to put your 10 million back into the revenue loss, like they said, at that point, you have more ability to be able to spend the funding then. But as of right now, it's not in the plan.
Thank you.
Good information.
I think we kind of have to have some of that maybe lined out just a little bit more before we make that decision.
Well, we've got
And the
we've
highway
got another
department
30.
had a shortfall in revenue that I reported as well. That was around 1.2 million. That could go toward that.
We've used up 30 days of our 60 days, correct? Approximately.
Correct.
I also think with the development down there in Ohio Township, with what this building would be serving with the increase, I think we could probably ask our economic development board, if they could, pitch in some more dollars. I think they could probably do that, but I've not formally asked that because I didn't know where this was going. So.
With that being said, would there be an objection to letting Bobby look over the quotes, make sure that the low bidder has met all the specifications, and table this until our next meeting? Give us time to go out and put together some more ideas on either how to reduce cost or where the money's going to come from.
I agree. Bobby, you got plenty of time in your day, right?
Sure.
We just got to review one.
I'm just kidding, Mark.
So you want to table again to January 24th? Meeting? I need a motion for that.
Got a motion?
Is that what you want to do, Terry?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Are you just a little bit longer here?
So I'll make a motion to table until January 24th.
Okay.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Very good. Last item of business is commissioners. Have anything?
No, sir.
I have nothing. Motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a first and a second, all in favor.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.
Got 5 o'clock on the nose.
That's pretty good for the first meeting of the year.